Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. If you can see me and hear me, I need you to respond back. Good. I'm loving it. Tell me if you can see me. That would be very helpful. I know you can hear me. Yes, I can hear and see you. Great morning, everyone. Thank you. We'll be getting started probably in about 2 minutes. So grab your notes, all that good stuff, because we will be starting in approximately 2 minutes. Let's move this over out of the way so we can see a little bit of your face, baby.
It's fine. They know what I look like.
Everybody can hear you now.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Thank God for a brand new day. Thank everyone for coming on the broadcast.
And like I said, we will be starting in probably 60 seconds. So go ahead, grab those notes, those last minute. Make sure you're on the 2 sites that we told you where you can log in at, or should I say, where you can watch this broadcast at, because you'll be able to leave comments and all that stuff. Now, one of the key points I need from you today is interaction. Isn't that right?
That's absolutely right.
Closed mouths don't get fed. So when we get started, when we start talking about what we're doing and how we're doing it, I need comments. Now, we're going to try to get to the comments as quickly as possible. However, if we don't get to your comment within a minute or two, I don't have a problem with you guys posting the same comment or question again. And the reason why I'm saying that is because right now, even though I only gave you 2 links to watch us on, we're actually streaming on 10 different networks at the same time. So that means that everywhere on the internet, they're getting our broadcast.
Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Jim Davis. Francine Jefferson, good morning.
Keep going.
How's everybody doing out there? What are you guys doing?
Keep going.
Okay, S. Nurse, good morning. I already said Jim Davis. Gare Kiss, good morning. Blessed morning. Thanks for being on our broadcast.
Now I'm going to check it out on the Facebook and see who we got on here right now on Facebook. And we're going to say good morning to our Facebook recipients as well, because we just called off a lot of the YouTube recipients.
Yes. So good morning, Facebook.
And let's see who we got. There we go. On Facebook right now, I think we have, let's see. This is where the individuals will show up on the Facebook and on the Meetup page here. Right now, we are currently setting up all the channels. Make sure everybody in the channels can see us. So just give us a minute, guys. We will be setting up all the channels.
And we thank you for joining us here this morning. Like my husband Charles said, closed mouth don't get fed. Try having a plate of food and you don't open your mouth and try to eat it. Absolutely. Won't work.
Definitely won't work.
And I wanted to thank everybody who reached out after my husband put that post out the other day about me still showing up at work. I work at the hospital emergency room. I just want to thank you guys, me and all my co-workers. We want to thank you guys for praying for us and everything. We're praying for everybody because this one here affects everybody.
Absolutely. And we got a lot of powerful information. So here's what I want you to do right now. We'll be starting in about 60 seconds. I want you to share these actual links to anybody or any of your real estate investors out there, because we're going to have a special bonus I'm going to give to each and every one who share the actual broadcast on social media. So right now, take those links, post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter, post it out there, share it to everybody, because we're going to be covering some powerful information this morning.
Absolutely. You don't want to miss out.
Now, we also have Andre. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Wendy, thank you for tuning in. Kathy Corley, thank you for tuning in.
Winston Smith, thank you. Bless you. Thank you. Hey, Kathy girl.
Dragon says, I'm not mourning. Dragon, tell me where you at, my man. Where you at in the world right now that you're watching this? Sham Reddy, thank you, my friend, for being on the broadcast.
Chef Mike Russ. We got Mike Russ here. Chef Russ, go ahead. Angelina, good morning. I'm not going to try to mess your last name up, Angelina. Miss D, good morning. Go ahead, girl. What's up? I miss you. Karen E. Dragon Manifest, good morning. Erica Gwaltney, hey. I'm hugging all of you in my heart because you know I'm a big hugger.
This is a virtual hug.
Look, we're social distancing. We're social distancing right now. Look. That's funny.
So that's a big hug to each and every one of you guys who are out there. Now, just to give you a little bit of homework right now, or should I say a little bit of advanced information, I want you to, if you can, turn those phones off. Get rid of all those distractions that may take you away from this. Thank you, Nicole, for sharing this. That may take you away from this presentation, because I guarantee you, a lot of the information I'm going to share today is going to be brand new. I cover some stuff that I covered in previous presentations where it applies to working with virtual assistants and so on. But a lot of it is going to be information we carry today. Thank you, Jim Davis, for being on the broadcast. Francine, thank you for being here. Tori, thank you. Who else we got, Tam?
There's a Richard Bush, Lawrence McKay, Pauline Mitchell, Wilbert Reed. Oh, Olu, how are you? How's the family? Say hi to everybody. Everybody say hi to your families first.
Linda Green, thank you. Paul Mitchell, thank you. Willard Reed, thank you so much.
Listen, Linda, listen. Linda, honey.
Oh, no problem at all, Dragon. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, to pull what we're doing today, streaming on 10 different networks, as well as the whole back office stuff that we're doing, which you can't see right now and it's happening, it takes a lot of technology. I'm going to tell you that right now. And one of the things I want you to understand, that you may get a little bit of lag between what I'm saying and what you're going to see on the screen. Excuse me. And the reason behind that is going to be because I'll be doing a lot of button pushing. And you won't be seeing me pushing the buttons, but I have to push these buttons so that certain things can happen during the presentation. So you may see a little bit of a lag or a little bit of silence from me saying something. Just understand that's the reason why. Okay, let's get started.
Let's go.
Now, today's presentation is all about how to navigate. I'm going to say it again. How to navigate a COVID-19 marketplace. And the key right now is that you is the person that can be successful for you. It's all about what you're doing. It's all about how you're going to take this information today. And it's all about where you're going to be tomorrow. First thing first, what is the state of the current COVID-19 marketplace? These are things that we're going to cover right now, today, in this presentation. Number one, what is the state of the COVID current marketplace? Number two, where will opportunities be found? Number 3, what relief do we have to stay above water now? You want to read number 4?
Number 4, what real estate strategies will excel and which ones will get sick and falter? What real estate strategies will excel and which ones will get sick and falter?
Number 5, how do I go from brick and mortar business to a profile of a virtual business?
And what marketing strategies should I be doing in a COVID-19 marketplace?
So those and a lot more is what we're going to cover today. So just keep that in mind. What I want you to know that everybody, and like I said, I love to reward my people who are engaging in this conversation. Everybody who leave a comment, everybody who post a question will get the actual copy of today's presentation. And if you like that, if you want to get a copy of today's presentation, I want you to whoop it up. I want you to heart it up. I want you to say, yeah, man. I want you to like it up, but leave a comment and you will get a copy of today's presentation sent to your inbox based on where you're at watching this video, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, wherever. Okay, we got Joyful Living, yeah.
Tamara C.
Yes.
The TN8989.
Yeah, man. Mike Smith, absolutely. S Nurse, gave me some hands.
Yep. S.D. Phillips. Deneen McClellan.
Emmett Smith says, whoop, whoop.
Francine Jefferson, yes.
Bram B, yeah. Jim Davis, yes. Aaron Johnson, whoop, whoop.
Garricus, yeah, baby. Just like a baby.
Let's see who else. Pauline Mitchell, Josh Osborne, I'm sorry.
Right, and Deborah Dent say, yeah, like Lil Jon, yeah. Mm-hmm. What she know about Lil Jon?
I don't know. Who else?
I think we already.
B. May, Linda Green, James Francis.
People's Workplace. Got it.
Okay, let's see. We got on Facebook. We got let's see. Olu says whoop. Andre says whoop. Alexandra, yes. My Winston, yes. Lawrence, yes, absolutely. Man, we love the comments. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Yeah,
everything good, man. Everything is good.
Yeah, man.
Ross, thank you, my friend. Okay, now let's continue. In this business, you have to have, in my opinion, and this is my honest opinion, you're going to want to have a reason why. And what I mean by that, because when you have a reason why, you're not working. Everything that you do, all the turbulence that's going on, all the problems that you're having, all the issues, all the success, you have a realm of support that would help you come through that problem. My wife, my son, my God is my reason why. You must, and I'm not going to say it's an absolute, because I know you can be successful without having a reason why. There's no doubt about it in my mind. But for us and for me and my business, the reason why is what drives me when everybody else is doing the things that they want to do through the day. Everybody else is watching TV. I'm thinking about my reason why and driving my business. When everybody else is going to the movies all the time, I'm thinking of my reasons why and driving my business.
Okay, keep talking.
When everybody is going through their issues and their problems, I'm thinking of my reason why and driving it through my business. Remember, it's all about that reason why. And when you have that reason why, it's not work. It can be love doing what you're doing. Now, for those of you who don't know who we are and how I got started in the business and so on, I'm going to go through this real quick because I know a lot of you have known me for years from all the different events we've put on, from houses that we've purchased, from working with a lot of you guys and so on. You've known us from our business and so on. So as far as me and my wife, when I got started in this business, When I got that first check in this business, it was for $1,500. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, most of you is not going to understand that you won't believe that this business is worth doing until you get that first check. You're going to have that, man, I don't know if I should be doing this anymore. I don't know if this is worth it. I've been doing it for 6 months. I've been doing it for 9 months, and I haven't made a dime. My first year, I made $1,500. On my second year, we closed a total of 4 deals, and we made the business become profitable. 4 deals in year 2. So remember, this is not a race. It's about a sprint. Think about that first year. That first year for me and my business was all about implementing what I had learned from my mentor and putting it into practice with my own business. Because prior to that, I was working with my mentor and I was working on his business. So I didn't have an opportunity to put what I learned with him to practice until I went out on my own. So my second year out on my own, we closed 4 deals. On my third year on my own, we closed a total of 9 deals. I'm going to say that again. 3 years, 9 deals. Remember, it wasn't a race. But wait until you see what happens in year 4. Year 4, my partner and I, Bob Prasad, we purchased a total of 32 apartment buildings, 275 units. That is was known as Mount Vernon Properties before I sold my interest to Mount Vernon Properties several years ago. But that was 4 years in the business. And when we purchased those properties, we were the largest minority owners of investment properties in downtown Baltimore. And we were proud of that fact. Because, like I said, when Bob and I started working together, it was the 3rd year in my business. And that's when I took a partner on. And a lot of you guys are deciding whether or not you should joint venture or partner with people. For me, every partnership I've had in the real estate business has been fantastic. I can't say the same for other areas that we have and that we're doing, but in the real estate business, it's been fantastic. So I love joint venturing and I love partnerships. So we blew up to the amount of 32 apartment buildings and 275 units in 4 years. So with that being said, this is exactly what those units look like in downtown Baltimore. Mount Vernon Properties, that was the name of the company. And every day we would drive around the neighborhoods with the properties that we own, work with the team of people that were in our actual properties, the contractors, and so on and so on and so on. So remember, I'm going to say it again. This isn't a sprint. Learn and understand your craft that you will and can be successful doing it. One of the comments says, it's great to hear your success. It makes me believe I can also achieve that. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. But I'm going to be the first one to tell you, it was not, and my wife will also tell you, it has not always been success. We've had several failures, many failures over 30 years. Because think about it. Our life in this business is over 30 years. So of course, you've had success and you had failures. I'm on Facebook right now. Jermaine Abram, thank you for being on the broadcast. Lorraine, thank you for being on the broadcast. Finally got the app in. Thank you very much, Lorraine.
Someone want to know, what year did you buy the apartments?
What year did we buy the apartments? That was in, golly, I got to go back in my memory bank. That was maybe 2001, 2002.
How old was the artist at that time?
I don't know at the time.
Okay.
So 2001, 2002, I don't know if he was even born at that time.
I don't think so.
Right? Exactly.
So it was before we even...
Yes. So 2001, 2002 was when we purchased those properties. And it took almost a year because of a situation we had. And this, like I said, the good and the bad. Here's the bad that happened with that deal. Lesson that I learned during this deal. The seller of the properties was in the newspaper as one of the foremost slumlords in Maryland, him and his partner. And that didn't matter to us. We still purchased the properties. However, it took us a year to purchase the properties because the seller and their partner wanted to back out of the deal because of the wholesaler that sold us the deal. He didn't have a good relationship with that wholesaler. He didn't like that wholesaler. He thought that that wholesaler that sold us the deal was a crook. So he wanted to back out of our deal. And it really caused a lot of issues for us. As a matter of fact, we had to sue that seller for non-performance. And when you have to sue a seller for not going through with the contract, it's called non-performance. And the good part about it is that we won the case, which allow us to go through with the purchase and buy the properties. The bad part about it, it cost us almost $100,000 in legal fees and almost took a year out of our lives going through that whole process of buying those properties. So be careful when you're talking or thinking about suing a seller. I would definitely not advise you to do it if you're dealing with a homeowner in most circumstances. And I'll go a little bit further into as to why for that. But if you're dealing with an investor, you're on equal plane. The main reason why you may not want to do it with a homeowner is because you as the investor is looked upon as a professional. And when you're dealing with a homeowner, they're not looked upon as that professional. They're looked upon as the actual person that is being beat up by that professional real estate investor. So that's the key. Keep it in mind when you're thinking about whether or not you should sue a homeowner or not. Definitely, if you have issues dealing with somebody on equal plane, meaning another real estate investor, absolutely. If you have to go to the extent of suing that person, then do it. But other than that, don't bother. I don't know how I got on a tangent about suing. Okay, let's continue. Now, who we are, what the companies that my wife and I own. Number one is Chucky by Lucky Houses. That is our real estate investing company. That's the company that we currently own in 6 different markets. We are currently investing in 6 different markets, and we have JV partners and so on in those markets. We work with house hunters. We work with our lead agents. We work with our project managers and so on. That's most of them is all virtual, which is another reason why I wanted you guys to be on this the actual presentation. So keep that in mind. We also have a company called Real Deal Meetup LLC, and that's our company that we deal with free meetups and giving back to the community. Our way of paying it forward is giving away our information for free at the meetups, doing meetup events, doing webinars like this and so on. There is no selling at all at a Real Deal Meetup event. And that's the reason why I think I know for a fact that we are the second, I want you to see me when I say this, you guys. We are the second largest real estate investing meetup in the nation, with close to 10,000 members. And the reason is because at a Real Deal Meetup event, we don't allow any gurus at the event. We call it a no guru free zone. No BS, 100% content, and no gurus allowed. So it's all content when you come to a Real Deal Meetup. And that's probably one of the reasons why we are the leading meetup in the DMV area, as well as the second largest real estate meetup in the nation. And if you guys are interested, I don't know how many of you guys are on. As a matter of fact, how many of you are already members of the Real Deal Meetup? I want to see those yeses and nos if you're already members. Put it in the comment section right now, if you're already a member of the Real Deal Meetup, yes or no.
Jerome said something.
Remember. Okay. Emmett says yes. Deneen says yes. Andre says yes, a member. Absolutely. Thank you. The TNA 98 says yes. Mike Russ, of course, I know you will. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you being on the broadcast. Let's see who else. Jerome, thank you. Yes. Go ahead. Let's see what else. Winston, thank you. Olu, thank you. Edmund, thank you for being a member. You're in the Facebook group. I want you to join the Real Deal Meetup group, my brother. As a matter of fact, I'm going to type it right now. The URL, the Deal Meetup.com. And I'm going to send it out there to you guys. The actual URL is therealdealmeetup.com. Olu said he's a lifetime member. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Membership. Now, we have a question from my brother James Francis and Jerome. Let's see. James asked, what was the initial strategy of your partnership to do commercial, or do you both pivot and move into commercial real estate? Great question, James. Initially, we were in residential. As a matter of fact, for the first 3 years in the business, that's all we dealt with was residential. And let me break down what our roles were. And that's why I think a partnership could be a great thing for you as an investor. And the key to it is having defined roles for each person. In our partnership, my role was to negotiate, market, and structure all the deals. Bob's role was to set up all the financing, go through all the closing process, make sure the deal goes to closing, and get that money together. Because Bob had a full-time job at the time. So his role was limited. But because of the relationship we had with each other, we made it work because we knew what each other's strengths were. So we put those two roles together, and next thing you know, we're buying 200 plus units in downtown Baltimore after partnering only for 2.5 years. So that's what the roles were, and that's how our partnership was built around. Now, Jerome says, when you went through the major hardship with the apartment building, how did you get back to the mindset that you wanted to continue in real estate investing? Now, one of the things I didn't mention about the apartment buildings was the fact that almost 3/4 of the way through those buildings, because remember I mentioned earlier, we had to the properties was in disrepair. They're in terrible condition, and we had to rehab each and every building, one unit at a time. And at the time, we had to replace the actual tenants in other buildings, or we had to move them out altogether. And while that process was going on, I was so stagnant at that time. Remember, my whole verbiage and my whole life in real estate investing was revolving around negotiating, finding deals, marketing, and so on. And when we purchased those properties, all of that came to a halt. And all I was responsible for at that time was handling all the crews, handling all the rehab and the projects, and making sure that everything got finished on time. So I was more like a project manager when we purchased all these properties. And the stress of all of that caused me to have a heart attack. And I'll be honest with you, it was the darkest part of my life at that time, because I remember this was the business that I loved. And now the business that I love almost killed me. So at that point in time, I said something had to give. That's where the mindset came into play. I decided that my life, my health, everything was more important than real estate. So I took a year off, and I regrouped and decided that I had to concentrate on marketing. I had to concentrate on applications. I had to concentrate on, and here's the key, systemization and systems, tools and resources. And that's where the whole process of the mad scientist was evolved. Because of that misfortune of almost dying from a heart attack, it took me to a mindset of automation, systemization, and working on my business. And when you have a year to build that out and to work on that, great things can happen. And that's what took us from where I was from the hospital bed to where we are right now.
Right. And that's how the burden becomes the blessing. You got to let the burden become the blessing. Aaron Johnson wants to know, what are the 6 markets you're in, and how did you determine those were the markets you wanted to enter into?
Aaron, I'm going to cover that in another part of the actual presentation, the markets that we're in and so on. But just to give you a schematic of what they are: Houston, Ohio, Jacksonville, Florida, Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. In the Maryland, D.C., and Virginia market, those areas are the areas in which we're doing full-fledged real estate investing business, rehabbing, holding, owner-structured financing, buying, renting, wholesaling, joint venturing, tenant placement, and so on. On the other markets outside of the DMV, we're doing a lot of owner structured financing, a lot of joint venture wholesaling, and rent to owns as well. So that's what we're doing outside of those markets from the DMV.
And Del Mario said, sounds like a real headache, but I think that anything worth having, you're going to have to work for. You know, it doesn't come like a walk in the park all the time. So
yeah, it was at that time, Demario. It was a real headache. I noticed the question you asked was, where did Carlton Sheets come into play? Mm-hmm. Carlton Sheets came into play one late night after when I was working, not doing real estate, but was working as a Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman. One late night, I saw his infomercial on television. And that infomercial sparked me to want to learn real estate investing and want to learn to find a mentor to teach me the business. So that's how Carlton Sheets came into my actual existence, my life in real estate investing. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward. Another aspect of what we're doing, hold on a second. Another company that I have and my wife and I have is what we call Page One Success. And Page One Success Company is my consulting company. We work with a lot of investors across the country. I'm going to tell you right now, you would be surprised of the many investors who we've helped grow their business to be 6- and 7-figure businesses. I'm talking about investors like Valerie Scott, Mike Green, Nicole Amundsen. I can go on and on. Marcel Humphrey, Mark Witten, Director of Housing, Ray Skinner, Alan Cowgill, we worked with for a while. Fortune Builders guy, I can't remember. Tammy. I mean, we can go on and on of all the individuals that we've helped grow their business from our consulting company. We've also worked with a lot of investors creating real estate websites for them. Remember, I told you my Page One Success company is my marketing company. And one of the things that we do is create websites for different real estate investors and businesses around the country. And then last but not least, I have a part of Page One Success where clients pay for my marketing strategies that we create, that I have a developer create. For example, my Podio strategy, my Podio system. I have people that pay me for my Podio system, and we sell them the system that we use in our business to run and automate my systems, automate my business. So that's another one of the things that we have in Page One Success. Now, what we do, and so in other words, what my company do. We do wholesaling, we do rehabbing, we do tenant placement, we do guaranteed rent. We're also involved in website design, like I just mentioned. We do search engine optimization, Podio automation.
Consulting, speaking, own company, own and operate 5 meetup groups.
So those are all the things that we do in the business underneath of those 3 companies. And this is what our team looks like. We have over 357 house hunters, 1 project manager, 5 lead agents, 2 graphic designers,
software developers, real estate agents, 3 real estate agents, 2 software developers, 1 CPA, 1 attorney, 3 primary title companies in DMV, 2 general contractors, numerous subs, handyman.
So that's what we have in our current business right now. So that's what our team look like. So for me to talk to you right now, I'm not talking from theory. I'm speaking right now from what we're doing in our business. And despite what's happening in COVID-19, I'm gonna tell you how it's affecting our business. But despite what happened in COVID-19, we are still up and running and still doing the business of real estate investing.
Praise God.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, let's see. What are the 6 markets? We answered that one. What did you start? We answered that one. Leslie, thank you. Rest in peace, Carlton Sheets. I agree 100%. Let me go to our other channels and see if there's any questions that we've missed. Let's see. Thank you for putting the actual link in there. Rick Ray, no questions there. Thank you. Okay, I'm going through the other channels. Beto, Mastermind, thank you. Okay, now let's continue. This is what my team looks like when we talk about our team in the business and where they're at. They're in the Philippines, they're in the United States, they're in India, Canada, Germany, Ukraine, also Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Houston, Ohio, and Tampa, Florida. So we have them all over the country, and I'm going to show you how you can put together a virtual workforce so that it can be COVID-19 proof. And this is what our business organization structure look like. Remember, if you guys leave a question or a comment below, I will make sure you get a copy of these PowerPoint slides. So keep that in mind. And right now, is there any questions from what we talked about? I know we haven't gone into the presentation yet. We basically covered who we are, but now we're going to really go and dive deep into the presentation. Let's get started. Now, remember, I want you to comment, like, and share this live event. Absolutely. Wherever you are, definitely do that. We got 136 eyes watching this right now, and I know we're going to make it up to at least 300 by the time we get through with this.
Welcome, everybody. Again, if you just came on, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Now, who stands to benefit from this presentation? If you are a transaction engineer or an experienced real estate investor, you will benefit from this presentation.
If you're a new real estate investor, real estate agents,
you too will benefit from this presentation. So definitely keep that in mind. It's for all of the above, and I got some special parts in here that's going to cover every business owner that's going to benefit from this presentation. So whether we covered you in this part of the actual presentation, you're going to benefit when you get through the end of this presentation. And here's the grim truth. Yesterday at 11:43, last night, we had over 104,661 cases of the coronavirus in the United States. And this is actually from last night. Last night at 11:43 p.m. And how is this affecting us? It is affecting I'm going to say this again. It is affecting each and everything that you are doing in your business, in your life, in your heart, one way or the other. The level of depression in our industry right now is deep. I can't tell you guys how many people have reached out to us, asking us, what should I do? Should I quit? Should I put it on pause? And I'm not talking just my mastermind students. I'm talking about general individuals. Because like I said, I put myself out there. My email, my telephone number, our emails and telephone numbers are all over the internet. So I get calls all day long, 7 days a week, from people saying, what should I do? And I hope the first thing you keep in mind is that you should not quit. Do not get out of this business right now. As a matter of fact, right now, you should be steaming full speed ahead, because you don't have, I can't think of any time, let's make a negative into a positive. I can't think of any time where you're going to have the freedom from a job legally without getting fired. Now, a lot of us have been laid off. So let's make that layoff a plus until unemployment insurance kick in, until whatever happens with you moving forward, until this crap that is happening in our marketplace changes. Make it a plus. Dive deep. Build your hustle up. Build your organization up. Build your education up. That's what you should be doing right now.
And then when people say they don't know what to do, they're at home, they're bored, you have those children at home with you, start teaching them some of these skills. I'm sure they will gladly want to help you now because they're bored, they don't have anything to do. Show them some of what you're doing in the real estate business. Teach them some of these skills.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Don't quit. Joyful Living says, don't quit. Ramp it up.
That's right.
Sowing what you see. Absolutely. People love their job, and you should love your job. There's no reason about loving your job. I don't think that everybody is built to be a full-time real estate investor. it's not for everybody, but everybody can benefit, whether you're a house hustler and that job and that real estate investing is a side hustle, or whether you're a full-time investor. You can benefit from extra income from being a transaction engineer, benefit from extra income from doing a deal once every 3 or 4 months, rehabbing a house once every 5 or 6 months. An extra $20, $30, $50,000 a year will go a long way. So no, you don't have to stop what you're doing. You don't have to give up the job if you have a job. You don't have to give up that job that you was working to do real estate. You could have real estate as a side hustle.
And that time that people didn't have prior, to work in their real estate businesses and to learn some of these skills. I mean, you got lots of time now, especially some of these mastermind students. You can call your mentor now. Time is up. You got all the time in the world now.
Now, here's one of the grim realities of what's happening right now. Right now, the current rate of infection is multiplying 33% per day in the United States. I'm going to say that again. Infected cases is multiplying every day by, I'm talking about new cases, 33% per day.
Buyers, sellers, and investors are deciding to stay out of the marketplace out of the fear of the unknown.
And that's true. Think about it. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you 100%. And I'm going to say this a couple of times during the presentation. The way the marketplace is, and I'm going to break it down on a financial level. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but on a financial level, you have what we call new money and you have what we call old money. And currently in the marketplace, new money is running. New money is not doing anything. They're pausing. They're sitting on the sideline. They're deciding if they should do wholesaling. They're deciding if, and what I call new money, I'm talking about new investors. I'm talking about new lenders. I'm talking about new landlords. I'm talking about new product. I'm talking about new everything. These individuals are just in shock. No one has ever experienced what's going on right now. They're in shock. New money is in shock. Old money is salivating. Experienced investors, experienced lenders, experienced agents. Now, I'm going to preface the agents, and that's going to be based on having a virtual mindset, but experienced everywhere around the curve. The experienced person is looking at opportunities, figuring out how can they get paid, how can they help their community more, and at the same time help their business survive.
Honey, what would you tell the new money people? What would you tell them they should do?
And we're going to cover that in the presentation.
Okay.
Exactly what to cover.
Okay.
Now, due to stay-at-home orders, many states have said that only essential personnel can come into a job. Only essential personnel. Also, millions of businesses are closed down due to these same restrictions, and the majority don't have a virtual and this is a key word. The majority of the businesses that are closed down because there's no virtual infrastructure in place or have been in place prior to the pandemic. That's a key point. Setting up and beginning to set up a virtual infrastructure in your business. Now, let's look at the negative. When we talk about our real estate business, when we talk about what's going on, let's talk about some key aspects of what we're doing in the business that is really, really getting slubbered. I'm talking about access to materials. Developers will find it's hard to maintain their supply chain because a lot of the materials was coming from overseas, and especially in China. They'll witness issues with the China as a result will lower the immediate amount of inventory. It's the estimate that 30%, check this out, 30% of all new construction materials is imported from outside the United States, such as flooring, lights, appliances, and etc. So the developers, new construction, currently and in the near future, they're going to take a beating. They're literally going to take a beating. Vacation rentals. Vacation rentals will take a huge hit for the near future. I would go as far as to say any inventory asset that is based on the travel industry. Check it out. Inventory assets that are based on the travel industry will fall in this category. Short-term rentals, vacation homes, Airbnb. A couple of weeks ago, when everything really hit the fan, Airbnb made an announcement that they would give every person who had booked an Airbnb their deposit back. Refund, 100%. No questions asked. So the Airbnb micro community who is out there doing this model of business, man, I feel sorry for you guys right now, especially in the near future. iBuyers. Now, what's an iBuyer? Investor that uses automated valuation models to make cash offers. These individuals will have a big slump now and in the near future. Now, remember I say near future. The reason why I keep saying that, because this too will end. But in the near future, iBuyers will have a big issue. Now, some of the iBuyers that's out there are Zillow, OfferPad, and Redfin. They use automation based off of the actual multiple data points and their algorithm to determine what they should pay for a house. And a lot of times they're spending more for the house than the average investor will. And with money being as it is, that's going to be the downfall, or that's going to be the reason why they decide not to do a lot of that now in the marketplace. If there's a positive, here's where it lies. Interest rates is at a lifetime low for interest rates. I mean, people right now are able to refinance, if the lenders are still out there, at a low rate. Lifetime low. Investors are able to refinance their properties and build bigger cash flow. Buyers who are buying are able to buy and let their money goes further in the marketplace. Great time to rehab and flip for deals with good margins, and that's the key. You want to flip and rehab deals that have good margins, because you may have to add in an extra time for days on the market. But if you are in the prime areas of sales will still be the prime areas of sales, because when the supply model goes down, when the supply chain goes down, then the whole process of supply and demand kicks in, and those individuals that are out there to buy, which will be many, will have a limited supply. Great time for wholesalers. It will be less congested in the markets that you want to be in. Buyers will be salivating for good deals. So one of the things I want each and every one of you to do, if you want to stay on top of what's happening right now, you need to re-audit your whole entire business. And what I mean by that, look at your contacts. Look and see on a weekly basis. Find out who still is working. Wholesalers, who's still wholesaling. Rehabber, who's still rehabbing. Contractors, who's still in business. Title companies, who's still actually closing deals. Also lenders, who's still doing loans. Every week, you should be reevaluating your contacts, your process in your business, based on the fluidity of the market and as it is laying and being affected by the pandemic known as COVID-19. Sean, I agree. You must pivot. You must create bigger wedges. And I'm telling you, here's what I mean by that. The small profits are going to be the dangerous profits. The small cash flow is going to be the dangerous cash flow. So keep that in mind. Good deals will prevail. Marginal to bad deals will suffer. Also, the money that was in the stock markets is going to be looking for safety. I'm going to say that again. The money that was in the stock markets will be looking for safety. Billions was lost and billions was taken out of the stock market over the last 2.5 weeks. All the gains that were made when our President Trump card took office has now been lost. So a lot of that money was taken out when this hit. You got to realize, guys, some people out there knew beforehand what was going to happen. I mean, you read the news reports. You see the congressmen and the senators that knew beforehand to start taking their money out and selling their stocks. So you better believe that money is looking for a safe bet to go to. Now, where can they find that safe bet? Where everyone always finds a safe bet. Where everybody knows their name. Real estate investing.
Hello.
So that will be a win. There will be a windfall of money coming in right now. And it is going to be coming in the near and dear future back to real estate. I think Brandon asks, what would you advise someone who haven't made a sale yet, but attempting to become a wholesaler? I'm going to cover that as far as the new investor. As far as what would I advise if you haven't made a sale yet, concentrate on being an expert at your craft. Because the cream that rises to the top will stay on top and prosper. So make sure your knowledge in the business is strong. Make sure you're going after deals that are good deals, going after motivated sellers and not just tire kickers, not just shotgun lists, not just shotgun strategies. Look at the target, the motivation, and pay more attention, or should I say pay more attention to the motivation behind the list.
Good morning, Josh Cohen. Hey.
Thank you, Josh, for being on the broadcast, my brother. Now, prices or properties that are in the medium price range to low price range will soar. And what I mean by that, it will bump out like you wouldn't believe. There will be so much opportunities for individuals, for investors who have properties that are in that medium price range to low price range. Because that's where the safe money is going to want to go to. The high-end stuff, the luxury properties, man, they're going to suffer. New construction, unless you're in the prime areas, man, you're going to suffer. Most individuals in that realm. So stay in that medium to low price point margin for houses, that medium to low price point. You'll be fine. Make sure your deals are good deals with great wedges, great margins. Where the opportunities will be.
Buyers that are in the marketplace for a new home, once the all clear is given, the surplus will come from buyers that were originally looking in the new construction market, as well as buyers that now have a higher spending level due to lower interest rates.
Now keep that in mind. Opportunity will be there for buyers, home buyers and sellers. especially individuals that have came from the new construction area, who was originally looking for new construction. They will look at properties that are newly rehabbed in a different light, because that inventory of new construction will be a little light for a few months, maybe more. So keep that in mind. Sellers will have a surplus of buyers for their properties. Areas that will soar will be medium to low price housing market, as I mentioned earlier. Those areas will soar. I'm gonna tell you right now, the medium to low price housing market. Think of the Baltimore City. Think of Baltimore County. Think of some of the other areas in PG and so on. Now, those areas will soar. I think Monica asks, hi bros, this is Monica from Chicago. Also, insurance contracts provide great safety. Great point. Insurance contracts provide great safety and don't wear it out for new money partners. Excellent point. Thank you. Kay says, I do Section 8 in Detroit successfully. How do I get the word out to find new money partners? That's a great question. Look at the reset, look at the actual process, or look at what you have in front of you. A lot of us don't realize that the internet is a wealth of profit. Now, it could be a wealth of crap too. But you have successful meetup groups, successful Facebook groups. And all it takes for you to find these individuals is to look at this process as if you're hiring or firing somebody. You interview, you post in these groups looking for X amount or X person to work with. Any recommendations? Then you follow down the process as if you was going to hire that person by asking questions and so on if that person meets your guidelines or your qualifications. It doesn't have to be rocket science. You could use software and tools, and we're going to cover some of the software and tools that you could use to find lenders, to find buyers, to find sellers when we go further in this presentation.
Michael Fitzgerald. Hey, Mike. He has a question. Thank you for the presentation. What is a good deal and what margin do you suggest?
Great question, Mike. I think a good deal to me is in, let's say, Baltimore, Maryland area. Baltimore City, Baltimore County, for example. Our medium house range that I'm looking to get into, when I say medium to low, I'm talking about in the $250,000, $300,000 price range or less. For us, it's the $125,000 to $150,000 price range for bread and butter neighborhoods, for townhomes. For the single family homes, you're looking at that $200,000 to $300,000 price range. What is a good margin? Man, you gotta be in. You gotta be true with your 65, 70% rule. No more than that. If you're talking about rehabbing, and you better get underneath of that, because right now there's not a margin for mistakes. So that margin should be the good deal. 70%, 65% or less all in. No margin for failure in that process, my friend.
Mr. Hull 1333 wants to know, are condominiums included in the new opportunity?
I think condominiums is a beast in its own, and it's a special, what you would call, segment marketplace for them. So I definitely think that there will be an issue when it comes to condominiums and condos, because of it's the segment or the niche marketplace to begin with. Where there's a niche, that means there's less. And in situations like right now, I mean, it's going to be even more less of an actual desire of that supply. So I think that I would not look at that as a main strategy unless we're talking about condominium projects or strategies or condos that have high, better than normal margins.
And James Francis says, Charles, can you expand on that medium to low price point? Can you provide an example?
I'll give you an example. The good price point, the medium price point, I just did actually, James. The medium price point for properties in Baltimore City, Baltimore County for single family houses is $200,000 to $300,000. That's the medium price point. For townhomes, I'm looking at $150,000 up to $200,000.
Okay, and S Nurse said, what can I do as a realtor that wants to utilize a wholesaling strategy for their own listing to help the seller out?
We're going to cover that in some of the marketing strategy that is going to be perfect for realtors. It'll be perfect for investors and so on. So we will definitely cover that as nurses.
Mike Russ, HOA fees suck. That's Mike Russ, Chef Russ, at the note bar over there. So Dragon Manifest, what do you think about mobile home parks and tiny homes?
Let's put it like this. Tiny homes, I haven't done anything with, but I'm going to put tiny homes in the same as I put the condominiums. It's a niche, or should I say condos. It's a niche market. It's a niche clientele. And I think the normal riches are in the niches will not apply to this issue with COVID-19. Now, do I think that it will be totally decimated? No. But I think that will be less opportunities for that buyer, because immediately all buyers, to a certain extent, remember, new money, old money, all new money buyers are scared. They're not coming outdoors. And for most part, the government isn't allowing them to come outdoors. So the immediate answer is yes, there will be serious issues with that niche, tiny homes.
Okay, Maxwell Lawson said, Mr. Charles, how can we find these houses?
We're going to cover that when we get into the marketing aspect of the presentation. So just sit tight, stay on the presentation. I have you guys all the way up until 12 o'clock. So definitely sit tight. Now, what we're going to do right now, I'm going to take a 5-minute rest break for you guys, because I know some of you may want to go to the bathroom and all that stuff. So I'm going to make like we're at an actual hotel during the presentation.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a 5-minute break during the presentation, give you an opportunity to get your questions on the actual list, go to the bathroom, all that good stuff. And I will start back up at 11:05 a.m. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we'll start back up at 11:05.
And look at Denise McCullen, so you can start back with her answer to her question. Okay. Let me go get the coffee together, the tea. I'll be back, guys.
So we will be back in 5 minutes, guys. Go to your bathroom breaks, type your questions in, and we'll be back during the presentation at 11:05. We still have about 2 more minutes to go before we start up. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I got some information that I'm going to share with you shortly that's going to blow your mind. So whoever you do, you need to make sure that you stay until the end of this presentation, because some of the things that was covered in the Senate bill that was basically passed this morning. I'm not sure what day, I think it was yesterday evening, is going to blow your mind how it affects the real estate investing community. So you definitely need to make sure you stay on this broadcast and be prepared to ask those questions, because it's going to start flying real shortly. Until we start again in the next 2 minutes, just let me know how many of you guys out there are actually still in business. Just say still, or how many of you guys are on pause. If you're on pause, just say pause. And if you basically are getting out, just say get out in the comment section. I want to know who's still doing it, who's on pause, and who's getting out in the comment section. Let me know, guys. I know we're going to start off in about 2 minutes, so let me know right now. Who's still out there trucking? Frank says definitely still. Ern Lee says still. Jacques says still. Corey says still. Pauline says still. Ernie says still. Unknown on Facebook says still. Karen E says still. Tori says still. Tamara says still. Karen E says still. I love it. I love it. David Red, White and Blue says still. Demario says still. Danny Pham, 2008, 2009 were my best years. I agree, Danny. I've been through 3 different corrections right now. Like I said, I've been in business for 30 years now. Over 3 different corrections. And each of those corrections will separate the new from the old. Linda Green says still. Monica says still in business and ramping up. Love Jesus says still.
I know that's right.
Andre Galliman says still. Rosa says here. Gary English says still. Tori Kitchen. Davine says starting. Actually started. Thank you, starting. Anthony Jenkins. Excuse me. Still in the business. Lawrence McKay. Still. Olu. Still. Joyful Living. Still. I love it, man. Then you guys are the exception to the rules. Now, I think the last question I had that I haven't covered was a question from Deneen McKellen. And it is, in light of COVID-19, how does a virtual wholesaler find someone to view a seller's property with having boots on the ground? And we'll cover that because that's exactly what we do currently right now in our business. We're going to cover our business model before we get to the end. Okay, Ernie says, will there be a big opportunity for foreclosures? Ernie, absolutely. I'm going to talk about where the opportunity lies now and where it will lie in the near future as we go further. Let's see. The Tree 8989. Will this video be posted on Real Deal Meetup or Facebook group? If you guys want a copy of this video, give me a thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts on Facebook. Give me some hell yes on YouTube. Let me know if you want a copy of the video. Now, you do know that I do hope that each and every one of you guys are on our YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel, I'm going to tell you right now, the YouTube channel name is Charles Blair. Just look up Charles Blair on YouTube. That YouTube channel has a lot of videos that we're not putting anywhere else but on YouTube. So if you have not gone over to the YouTube channel and subscribed, definitely subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell. You are seriously missing out. Man, we got over 218 people on this broadcast right now. Damn! Thank you. Thank you. Now, let's continue.
Okay. Ernie Breakpoint. Oh, no. Yeah, he already answered.
Let's see. Go down through some questions. Deneen's question is perfect. Will the courthouse strategy be affected like probate leads? Will the courthouse strategy be affected like probate leads? Yes, it's going to be affected. However, you got to understand that before there were a halt and the courthouse closings, you had a list previously. So that list would be even worth more gold. Why? Because when you have this type of situation, the motivation that was there intensifies. It's ramped up. So if you had a motivated seller a month ago, that motivated seller right now is running around looking for help. So absolutely, it will hurt new probate filings. But the strategy right now is to go after the probate strategies, the probate filings that was there prior to the halt and going to the courthouse or posting probate deals. Let's see. Is there any other questions? Danny mentions again 2008, 2009, best time period. Jake wants to know, I'm on my very first accepted offer and I have not skipped a beat with this deal. $628K commercial property. Congratulations, my brother. Absolutely.
Bless you.
That's what you're trying to get into REI. Wayne, definitely, man, head over to my YouTube channel. You got great opportunities there. We got some fantastic videos for new investors, experienced investors, and so on. Steve Carmen, still in, but only for really great. Steve, you just hit it right out the ballpark. That's what I mentioned earlier. The deals you have to get into now better be solid numbers. You better know your numbers, solid profits. Don't get into those. Well, if I go left and I have a little issue, man, I don't know if I'm going to make a profit or not. But no, stay away from those deals. The deals with big numbers, solid. I'm not going to say big, but solid, true numbers are deals you want to stay in with. Talking to sellers via text while I listen to you, still trigger. Go right ahead, my brother. He's multitasking. Thank you. Hell yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Do you know how these new regulations will affect HUD homes? I'm going to cover that. That's why I say stay tuned. I'm going to cover exactly how the new regulation will affect all homes shortly. Okay, let's go hit down the path. Now, why should my business have a virtual component? I'm going to answer that question right now. The key is that, and I don't want to use the word, it's self-explanatory, because the businesses that have a virtual component, a virtual integration, a lot of those businesses are still flourishing. Full speed ahead. So the obvious answer is that if your business have a virtual interaction, virtual component attached to it, issues like what's happening today, the blow will be lessened. Pandemics won't shut you down completely. Will you make the same amount of money cultivating a virtual and a mortar style business? I'm not going to say that, because that mortar style business, if it's flourishing, it may or it may not make the same amount of profit spread as a newly accepted virtual environment for your business. But if you get it up and running and revving correctly, not only can it match it, it can surpass it. My full real estate business is virtual. My full Meetup and LLC business is virtual. My full, or should I say, my wife and our full Page One Success company is virtual. Every aspect of it, from the individuals that we work with to not even having a home, not even having a physical business office, but having a home office where we run all three companies from. We went down that path of having a big office in downtown Baltimore, 12 employees. Man, it was a nightmare to the extent of overhead, to the extent of market change. Because remember, I've been through 3 market corrections. I've been in for 30 years. So I've been through 3 of them. And each one caused my business to either lose drastic revenue, that's previously before this one, or fire or close down my main business, until I discovered a virtual environment, a virtual workforce, and mastered putting together and managing a virtual workforce. Why should you go virtual? A standard VA would be a VA that basically can do general information in your business, general tasks in your business, and so on. You can get that VA, your standard general VA, for as little as $2 to $5 an hour. If you're looking for a rock star VA, that VA is available for you to work in your business for $6 to $15 an hour. The key is replacing you, saving your time to work on, and spending less time working in. That's the key. Where should I go for team members, for my virtual workforce, if I choose to go in that direction? Because remember, I'm going to tell you guys, you don't have to go down the virtual workforce path, but you want to adapt virtual integration, virtual tools, virtual resources in your business. But you don't necessarily have to have a virtual team. That's icing on the cake. Now, you can find these individuals in the United States. I know a lot of you are surprised. The United States? I can find virtual workers in the United States?
Yeah, of course you can. You can find them in the United States, the Philippines, Ukraine, Africa, Europe, and Australia.
And the reason why I have this list down here is because our whole team members, those are the countries that my team members come from. So I'm going to give you what we do. I'm going to give you where we get it from. I'm going to give you how we do it. I'm not going to tell you hyperbole. I'm not going to give you something I haven't done or don't have somebody that I know that is very successful is doing. That's not me. We don't do that. If we give you something, you better believe we have proof behind it, success behind it, a history of success behind it. But it's not the absolute only. I'm going to preface that. If I give you a recommendation, that doesn't mean it's the only thing you should use. It just means this is what we're doing, and I'm giving you what we're doing. There may be other things as good or maybe even better than what I give you as a recommendation. But I just believe in showing what we're doing. Full transparency.
You know, they say sharing is caring.
Now, what and why the VA way? Here's what your VAs can do for you. They can real estate lead generation, podio management, telemarketing, outbound, inbound calls, direct mail management, social media management, self-generated lead agents, and bookkeeping.
Transaction management, personal task, calendar management, video editing, post-production, copywriting, website design, and project management.
Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't even touched the surface of what you can have your VAs do. That's just a small sample of what they can do for you in your business. Specific tasks. Marketing for sellers. They can search directory sites like Craigslist, Zillow, Fizbo, Facebook Marketplace, etc. for opportunities for your business. They can send emails out, ringless voice messages, text messages to sellers.
Find addresses and personal information from expired listings. Send direct mail campaigns out through Real Deal direct mail or click to mail. update CRM database with seller details, cold call sellers, schedule appointments with sellers.
So all of these things is tasks that your VA can do for your business. Now, here's my question to you guys. How many of you guys out there right now is working with VAs, virtual assistants? Raise your hand. Give me a yay. Give me a yes. Give me a okay, I am. Yes, I am. Yada, yada, yada. I want to know how many guys out there right now that's currently working with virtual assistant or outsourcers.
Dragon Manifest said rock stars are better. Trust me. Pay the $13 to $15 an hour. And we love you too, Monica. We love you too. We love you.
Sabina says yes, they're working with virtual assistants. Who else out there are working with virtual assistants right now? Corey says yes, he is here.
DJ Corey back.
Lamont says yes. Lauren says yes. Thank you. Yeah. Tori Kitchen says yes. Karen says yes. Linda Green says yes for data mining. Angela, yes. Jacques, yes, I have used them VA services. MRHO says, been thinking about it. Stop thinking about it, MRHO. If you got it in your budget to use, definitely do it. Frank Olaton, yes. Monica, I will after this.
We know Frank using them.
Thank you, Monica. Ern says, not yet looking to, though. The key is being in your budget, and I just showed you guys how you could have a budget $2, $3 an hour and get a virtual assistant in your business. I'm going to show you exactly where you can find those individuals at as well. Aaron Johnson, yes. No, Aaron says not yet. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Here's some other tasks that you can have your VAs do. Market for buyers, create posts in top 10 meetup groups.
Create posts in top 10 Facebook groups. Create a post in Facebook Marketplace and other directory sites. Email new properties to my hot buyers list.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, points to consider. These are the points to consider when hiring or deciding to hire a virtual assistant. Think about the cost of hiring and training employees versus working with a virtual workforce. I'm going to tell you right now, you'll save a hell of a lot of money working with a virtual workforce, especially for those of you that are on a budget to start off with. Preparation is key to success with your virtual assistants. If your business structure is not set up to handle virtual workforce, it will fail. I'm going to tell that again. You have to have your actual process in your business already documented and set up before you bring in the virtual workforce. If you have my SOP Black Book, hold on a second. Let me show you guys what I mean. Those of you that have my SOP Black Book, right here, you have the breakdown of our SOP that we have, our business, process for our real estate investing business. This is my standard operating procedure. And if you have this book, you could take this exact book, go over it, and use it to train your VAs right now. It even includes the videos that we use in our business to train our virtual assistants. So definitely get your hand on my SOP Black Book. If you want the digital copy of my SOP Black Book, all you have to do is share this actual stream, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook, share this actual stream, and I'll make sure you get a copy of my Black Book. Or just leave a comment, my good brothers and sisters, and I'll make sure you get the link for my Black Book. Just say, hey, Charles, could you give me the link to the SOP Black Book? I'll give you the digital version of, not the hard copy now. You're going to get the digital version of this book because it comes in hard copy and digital version.
You can sup up all the knowledge in that black book.
Now, the number one reason why people fail with a virtual workforce is they don't have the process in place to manage their projects. And if you don't know what your projects are, if you don't know what your tasks, you don't know what the things you want your actual virtual assistant to do, it could be a good chance that it may not work. That working with a virtual assistant may be a tiring and cumbersome process. Give clear and detailed instructions. That's the key. I'm going to say that one more time. You have to give clear and detailed, that's the key word, instructions to the individuals that is part of your virtual team. If you don't do that, you will have issues of verbal barriers of what's going on with what you meant to say and what they thought you said. So give clear and detailed information to your VA. Also, here's one of the key secrets to what we do when we're hiring virtual assistants and outsourcers.
What if it's a secret? You gonna tell somebody?
It is.
Oh, okay.
That secret is tie the payment to a clear and defined milestone. So, for example, I would give our virtual assistant that we plan on hiring a micro task to do. And if they complete that task in a timely, efficient, and effective manner, they will get an added bonus. So tie payment to clear and defined milestones. Never choose someone purely because they gave you the lowest price. Often than not, the lowest price is going to mean least quality. And I'm going to show you how you can make sure you get the best VA that's going to give you the best quality.
You know you get what you paid for.
Absolutely, baby. Okay. Points to consider number 2. The cost, hold on a second. I just skipped one. So let me go back. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Points to consider number 2. One source of great virtual assistance is the Philippines. The culture of that the government in the Philippines make and embrace the virtual workforce. They make it a situation in the Philippines where the actual government emphasize in working virtually. A large portion of their GPD is based off of virtual workforce. Outsourcing to the Philippines can be very cost effective. It's not unheard of to find skilled workers, VAs, for as little as $2 to $3 an hour. And I'm going to even show you where. The difference really isn't an issue when you tackle the concern at the point of hire. So in other words, if you basically bring in the best person when you hire the person, garbage in gives you garbage out. Quality in gives you quality results. I'm going to say that again. Garbage in gives you garbage out. Quality in gives you quality results.
Never choose someone purely because they gave you the lowest price.
I said that twice. I'm saying it twice. Never choose someone before they pay you if they gave you the lowest price, solely for that reason. Now, Here are my top sites for hiring VAs. Should I continue?
Yeah,
Do you really want me to give you these sites for hiring VAs? If you want me to give you the sites for hiring VAs right now, give me a whoop, give me a yay, give me a hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you. I'm not going to move until I get some yaps, until I get some whoops, until I get some yays. So I'm waiting for you.
There's a couple of questions there too.
Okay, let's see. Yep. Francis says yep. Jason says yep. Selena says yep. Andre, yep. Andre, yep. Unknown, whoop, whoop. Jack was whoop, whoop.
Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a whoop? Oh, no.
Hell yeah from Frank. Jane, yep. Okay. Keep them coming. Kern, yep, absolutely. Yep, I love it. I'm great. Push the button to continue. You got to give me some more. I'm great. Push the button.
let's do
Hit it up. I'm great. Give me some more. Okay, guys, here we go. One of my favorite sites for hiring VAs is onlinejobs.ph. That's onlinejobs.ph. Now, the reason why I love that site, because think of it as a countrywide, for the Philippines, a countrywide hiring portal where you could interview, get resumes, get all the details you need, get references, get resources, get everything on one platform at a cost of $99 1 month. Pay for 1 month and hire your whole team and have backup workers, $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 an hour. The best employees in the Philippines. College educated, graduate school, individuals that are experienced. Also, you can get general individuals that you can train as well. Because remember, if you get the ones that are not experienced, you can train them through my SOP Black Book. And you can also get opportunity there as well. Next. Craigslist, Manila. I've said it again. Craigslist, Manila. It's a great resource for virtual assistants.
And guys, and even the fact that it's a cheaper way to go, you're actually sewing into somebody else's lives, because these are third world countries. I work with a lot of Filipinos and whatnot. I'm telling you, and they are so glad to be able to get these jobs so that they can help their families and whatnot, stuff like that. And then on holidays and stuff, Christmas, give them a little bonus, give them a little something extra. They'll work good for you. And sometimes they can refer somebody else. If someone else needs one, they can give you another good person. There you go.
True. So true. Here's 3 other sites. Upwork. I love Upwork. We've gotten some people that work permanently in our business through Upwork. Great source. Fiverr. Another good source is Fiverr. We have individuals that are on Fiverr that work with us in our business. Great source. Let's see what else. 99 Designs. 99 Designs is a great design-based virtual assistant company. If you want key designs for your business, 99 Designs is it. And I'm going to tell you why I love 99 Designs. The reason why I like 99 Designs is the fact that if you need some type of design work for your business, let's say business cards or t-shirt designs or logo or whatever it is, they will do the work for you. They'll do the design for you first. Then you choose the design that you like, then you pay. Think about it. You could get 40, 50 top-notch designers doing the work first. And then you pick the job or pick the design that you like best, and you only have to pay that person. Once you've seen the work being completed, then you pay that person. That's 99 Designs. Now, the next question is, well, Charles, I got these VAs. We got all that stuff going on. I've got the right people. I'm starting to learn how to bring them in my company. Well, Mr. Mad Scientist, Mr. Bald-Head Man, how do you pay these people? Well, there's a couple of ways in which you can do, and ways in which we used in the past, and ways that we're using right now. When we first started doing it, we were using PayPal. We're not using PayPal right now because we found out that there's a lot of restrictions on some countries that PayPal won't even go into. So we're unable to use PayPal in some of the countries that we're working with virtual assistants in. So the main tool that we're using right now is
Payoneer.
And Payoneer is what we're using right now to pay our VAs. And you could pay them on a weekly, a bi-weekly, or a monthly basis, depending on the actual job that you're having them do. Now, are you ready?
Make sure they're sitting down.
You better be sitting down for this one.
Sit down, lay down, do something, lean up.
Get ready for this one.
Lean back.
Because this one is what a lot of you have been waiting for. 2 trillion reasons why help is on the way. And make sure you take lots of notes on this one, guys. Because that stimulus bill that was just passed, man, it got some stuff in it for real estate investors, real estate agents, real estate professionals, business owners. Man, it got some stuff in it. Now, if you had to tie the kids down, tie them down, right, lock the door, put them in a... No, I don't want to. I'm not saying that. I don't want to say that. But you want to make sure you hear this part of the presentation. And if you like what I'm saying in this presentation, I want to hear from you. I'm going to give you 2 of the many reasons why this $2 trillion stimulus bill is going to make sure you stay in the business right now. It's going to knock out any thoughts of whether or not you should be staying in the business right now. Let me show you. Reason number 1.
Pull back the curtain.
What is in it for me? We all love the WIIFM station. What's in it for me? And the full bill, if you're interested in getting a full copy of the bill, that's the link right there where you can get a full copy of this stimulus bill that was, I think the copy I have right here is when it was in the Senate. It went to the House yesterday and it passed through the House yesterday evening. Very little has changed on it, but the full copy of the bill is right here at this actual link. Now, let me be the first person to say, I am not a CPA. I am not an attorney. I'm just giving you information that I discovered through the bill that will benefit you. By all means, please check it out with your CPA. Check it out with your real estate attorney or anybody else that has a professional credential at the end of their name. Because the only credential I have is Mad Scientist. And I don't know how many people went to school or what degree you get to go to school for that. So please keep that in mind. I'm just giving you the details that I discovered in the bill. I'm also giving you the actual bill yourself so you can find these exact details as well.
And those who talk to God first, talk to God about it for you. Branch out. He'll tell you.
Now, for investors that have rental properties, this tip, or should I say this number 1 is for you, investors that have rental properties. The Senate stimulus bill allows you to affirm that you have a direct or indirect hardship to stop making your mortgage payment without damaging your credit as long as you're current before you get to forbearance. Now, I'm going to tell you what that means. You right now could go to your lender and ask for a forbearance agreement. And your lender, if you're not currently in foreclosure right now, your lender may agree to it and will also continue to report that you are current on your credit. It's written in the bill. This stimulus issue here applies to residentials, 1 to 4 units, and also 5 units or above. Now let's go into this whole forbearance agreement that you're able to take advantage of if you have hardship in your business. The stimulus bill also freezes evictions through the county for tenants and prevents owners who received the forbearance agreement from asking tenants to leave. So if you're going to go and apply or go to request a forbearance agreement, you can't now go and tell your tenant they have to get out. That's one of the stipulations. Let's look at what this looks like. Let me show you what this looks like. The process. And this is, just think about what I just told you. You as a landlord that has hardship right now, paying your mortgage, issue right now with collecting rent, issue right now with what's going on, your supply chain, issue right now in your business. You can request a forbearance agreement from your lender. And this is the details. This is the process. You have to request the information. You cannot just stop making payments. You can't just all of a sudden stop. You have to call your lender up and state that you want to take into account the forbearance stipulation that's in the stimulus bill, and you would like to request a forbearance of mortgage payments because of hardship that this COVID-19 pandemic is causing you and your real estate business. What does it mean for a forbearance agreement? A forbearance agreement is...
A forbearance agreement is an agreement for you to stop making payments on your loan, penalty-free. Generally, forbearance agreements should include no penalties, no impact to your credit, the right for you to cancel forbearance early should you want to, and very important, a repayment plan.
So think about what my wife just said. You're not being forgiven to make the payment. You have to make the payment eventually. Mm-hmm. And boy, wait till you see how they let you make the payment. You have to catch up and make the payment eventually. But they can't charge you a penalty. They can't charge you a fee for doing this. And they're not supposed to be able to report this, or this should impact your credit. Now,
how do I qualify?
How do I qualify? This is the stipulations.
If you have a federally backed 1 through 4 residential loan and you request forbearance, you might only have to affirm state.
Stop. Think about what my wife just said. All you have to do is have a 1 unit to 4 unit residential loan. You can request the forbearance at that point. And all you have to do is just affirm. Listen to what I'm saying.
They say might.
All you have to do is just affirm or state that you are having hardship. Mm-hmm. You don't have to document anything for 1 to 4 units. You don't have to have any documentation.
You just have to say it.
You just have to say to the lender that I'm having a hardship with my business due to this COVID-19 pandemic. In other words, just tell them the reason why you can't pay your mortgage. That's it. Tell them the reason why you can't pay. No documentation needed, guys. It's in the bill. I'm giving you the link to the actual bill. It's there. That's the link to the actual bill. I'm going to even show you screenshots. This is in the actual bill that was passed. Now,
In other words, you just tell them that the coronavirus, where is that? That the coronavirus is the reason why you can't pay your mortgage. Additional documentation is not required per Senate stimulus plan.
Now, let me show you the proof, because I know a lot of you out there are skeptical. Man, scientists, you're making this up. I don't believe that. I know you mad. You could be mad at us right now and trying to get us in trouble. Let me show you. Here's the actual verbiage that's in the bill. This is the actual Senate bill itself. And it says, in general, during the evolved period of time, directly or indirectly, COVID-19 emergency may request forbearance on the federally backed mortgage.
Regardless of delinquency status, or affirming that the borrower is experiencing a financial hardship during the COVID-19 emergency.
Look at the word. It's in there. Affirming. No documentation is needed.
Right. No fees, penalties, or interest beyond the amount scheduled are calculated as if the borrower made all contractual payments on time and in full under the terms of the mortgage contract should occur on the borrower's account. So down here it goes to say the servicer shall, with no additional documentation required other than the borrower's attestation.
Attestation means that all you have to do is tell them, affirm.
To attestation to a financial hardship caused by the COVID-19 emergency and with no fees, penalties, or interest beyond the amount scheduled or calculated as if the borrower made all contractual payments on time and in full under the terms of the mortgage contract.
One of you guys said the link isn't working. I'm going to put the link actually in the actual thing if it's not working. I'm not sure what happened, but I will include the link in the actual presentation. Mm-hmm. Now, the issue could be that you may have spelled something wrong in the link.
Because nobody else said so.
So let's see. Let me go. I'm going to just divert for a minute and go to this link and see if it's working or not. See if I can do a copy and paste. Well, I'm going to wait because I don't want to get sidetracked now. Right. So let's go back to where reading the actual bill. Now, in the actual bill, you could find this information on page 568, section 15. That's 568, section 15 of the Senate bill.
This is going to be a book long thing. 568.
The question is there any forbearance for our personal home? You are also covered for a personal property by another stipulation that's in the bill. That's why I'm going to give you guys the full actual bill.
The 411.
Any other questions regarding this? Because this is huge. I can't tell you if you, and this is key, don't take advantage of this if this doesn't affect you. Don't be that person. But if you are being directly affected with mortgage payments right now that you're unable to make on your rental properties, this is for you. Now, here's the further details of what qualifies you to take advantage of this. If you have 1 to 4 units, keep this in mind. This is where the gold is at. If you have 1 to 4 unit property, not 1 to 4 units altogether, but if you have a 1 to 4 unit property, you can get up to 120 days of forbearance. That's a total of 4 months without making a payment.
Wow.
For investors. 4 months without making a payment. You can even request for an additional 120 days. That means that you could get a total of 8 months of forbearance on your mortgage payment. Now remember, this is only good for federally backed mortgages. The key here is, as long as you start the process during the covered period, which is March the 13th to around July the 11th. In other words, you have to go contact your bank and ask for this within that time frame. Will they extend it? I have no idea. But you have to ask for it within this time frame. March the 13th, no later than around July the 11th. Now, if you own a 5 unit, it's different. Or more, it's different. Now, I'm going to tell you, unfortunately, my 5 unit people have a little issue here. Now, there's a question somebody asks, what type of loans are covered? When I say federally backed loans, I'm talking about conventional loans, mortgages, Fannie Mae. I'm talking about Freddie Mac. I'm talking about Ginnie Mae. I'm talking about FHA. I'm talking about VA. And I'm also talking about USDA loans that are backed. All of these type of loans is covered to be able to take advantage of this. Now, what loans are not covered? I'm going to tell you this. Hard money loans are not covered, guys. A hard money loan is not covered. So keep that in mind. Also, let's get back to what's the difference for 5+ units. If you have 5+ units, you can't just affirm. Like if you have 1 to 4 unit properties, you can just tell them that you're going through hardship. If you have 5+ units, you have to give them documentation of proof of that hardship. Not to mention, here's where it's at in the actual law that talks about that.
Is it gonna come up here?
You have to move.
Okay, right. Wait. What you doing? Okay, an oral or written request for forbearance under subscription to the borrower's servicer affirming that multifamily borrower is experiencing a financial hardship during the COVID-19 emergency. Document the financial hardship, provide the forbearance for up to 30 days, and extend the forbearance for up to two additional 30-day periods upon the request.
So, what it is saying,
the borrower.
What it is saying is this. You can only get it for 30 days. And if you need an extra 30 days, you can get it for a double amount of 30 days. That's it. If you have 5+ units. And I'm talking about commercial properties with 5+ units or more apartment buildings. Now, after you get the 30 days forbearance, you are able to ask for an additional 30 days, what we just got finished reading. Also, 5+ units, you have to make sure that you put the claim in by the 15th of the month prior to the affected month. I'm going to say that again. For people that have multi-units that are 5 units or more, you have to make sure you put the actual claim in by the 15th of the month prior to the affected month. Now, when should you stop making your payments? Well, you can't stop making your payments to get into this forbearance agreement until you speak with your lender. So don't go telling anybody, Charles said I can stop making my payments. Tammy said, God bless you, you can stop making your payments.
Yeah, you got to be wise, though. You
cannot do that. You have to speak to your lender first and tell them that you want to use the actual prevents in the stimulus bill that you're able to take on. You're able to take advantage of because you're going through hardship right now. And remember, there's no fees. And this is the actual verbiage that says how you do it. What about my credit? Can they report me for late payments?
That depends. If you're currently late on your mortgage prior to requesting the forbearance, they can report you to the credit bureau. If you're currently current with your loan and you request forbearance during that period, if you're currently current with your loan and you request forbearance during the period that you're in, they will report you for being current. With respect to one or more payments on a credit obligation, or report the credit obligation or account as current, or maintain the delinquent status during the period in which the accommodation is in effect, and report the...
Now, my wife just read you the actual verbiage that's in the bill. And like I said, we're not making anything up here, guys. This is in the bill. Lastly, do I have to repay the forbearance, rent, or mortgage? Yes. And there are a few options for that. You could pay it, and this is up to the bank. Most of the time, they're not going to ask you to pay a lump sum to end the forbearance. At the end, you could pay it at the end of the forbearance loan tenancy, or you can make, and this is what commonly is done, monthly installments. So in other words, if you normally pay $1,200 a month, once the forbearance period is over, you may have to pay $1,300, $1,400 a month. That's what you negotiate with your lender. So yes, you will have to pay the money back.
Yes.
Now, if that was good, and you want me to continue to the next one, because the next one is going to blow your mind.
Oh, yeah.
If you want me to continue to the next one, if you thought that was good, wait till you get to how it affects small businesses. Hit me up with a hell yeah, yes, continue, tell me more, I want more, hit me up. If not, I'm going to stop the presentation right here.
Hell yeah. Whoop, whoop. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for y'all. Hell yeah. Whoop, whoop. We want more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good stuff. Keep it coming. Tell me more. Thank you. Keep it more. Tell me more. Glenn, yes. Darren, yes. Danielle, yes. Frank Olderton, preach. Mark Morgan, please go on. Keep them coming, guys. I'm not ready to move. I'm not getting enough. I don't see enough enthusiasm out there. Hit me with some more. Lorraine, Crystal says yes. Ernie says yes. Terry says yes. Rhonda say I want more. Lorraine says hit me up. Mike Smith says okay. Lorraine, give me fire. Great information. Karen B say I want more.
Let's give them more.
Want to give them more?
Give them more.
Should we give them more?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Okay, I'm going to give you more. Charles, any recommendations on who to deal with tenants who think they don't have to pay? I'll cover that as well.
Okay.
By all means, continue. Aaron says yes. I Love Jesus says yes, sir. Joyful Living says yes. Garland Ferguson says more. By all means, continue. Okay. If you thought that was something, what they got in store right now for my small business owners, and we're talking about real estate agents, we're talking about real estate investors, we're talking about photographers, any small business owner, period. Man, what they're giving you guys, it's going to blow your mind. Let me show you. It's called the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. This is a loan that they're going to give small businesses because of the hardship that you guys are going through, that we all are going through because of COVID-19. Now, what does it say? If you are self-employed, small business, or you're 1099 people, or you have employees, you may qualify for a loan for your business or may get $10,000 grant for your business. I'm going to say it again. If you have a small business, real estate investor, and you 1099 people, or you have business expenses that has been that is caused to be in disrepair because of what's going on with the actual COVID-19, you could qualify for a loan for $10,000 upwards to $10 million. I haven't even covered the part about it that is going to blow your minds. First and foremost, it is limited to first come, first served. So I'm going to tell you right now, I told all my mastermind students about this the other day, and they already took advantage of signing up for this. I'm telling you guys right now on the broadcast, it's limited to first come, first served. So I'm going to show you how you can apply for it. I'm going to give you all the details. But you have to do it right away. You have to apply right away. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's administered by the Small Business Administration, the SBA. I'm going to take you through the process in about 2 minutes. Oh, I just noticed. It's 12 o'clock. I'm supposed to stop this presentation.
Ain't like nobody going nowhere.
Well, hey guys, should I stop this presentation right now since it's 12 o'clock, or should I continue? What do you think I should do?
Look, somebody said, time to invest. When do we start to apply and where? I know that's right.
Dematario, keep going. Crystal, keep going. Please continue. Mark, Crystal, keep going. Unknown, no. Lorraine Phelps, yes, keep going. Hell no, keep going. No, please continue. Crystal, please continue. Rhonda, please continue. Keep going. Okay, I'm not going to leave you hanging, guys. I'm going to go ahead and continue. Now, like I said, this loan amount you can get is from $10,000 up to $10 million. And that's not the part that's going to blow your mind. No, that's not going to blow your mind. What I'm going to show you next is going to blow your mind.
What?
Now, all you have to do is go to the SBA website. and go to the local bank or credit union and ask for the person who does SBA loans. So you have two ways of getting this. You can go to the SBA website, or you can go to your local bank or credit union
and ask for the person who does SBA loans.
And if you are approved, and the process will let you know within 3 days after the administrator receives an application from such applicant. So let's think about this. You will find out if you are approved within 3 days once they received all the information they need. We're not talking about a loan that's going to take place 2 months from now. We're talking about our government giving us immediate assistance for this hardship that your business is going through. Real estate agents, real estate investors, photography owners, small business owners, 1099, you're going to get immediate assistance through the SBA. Here's the part of the bill that talks about that. What about repaying, Charles? How do I handle the repaying part? The part of the bill says repaying obligation. Repayment, an applicant shall not be required to repay any amounts of an advance provided under the subsection, even if subsequently denied. Think about, guys, I got to say that again because I mumbled the words. Repayment. An applicant shall not be required to repay any amounts of an advance provided under the subsection, even if subsequently denied a loan. So what they're saying is this. If they deny you, they're still going to give you a $10,000 grant. Damn!
And they said we're underwater.
And there's the section that talks about it. If they deny you, let's say you apply for $20,000.
Even if subsequently denied.
Even if you apply for $20,000, they're going to still give you $10,000 as a grant if they deny you. It's written in the bill. So what I'm telling you is, everybody should be trying to apply. It gets better than this. It gets even better. The downside is this. It's only available for the first 100,000 people who apply for this loan. And what I'm referring to is the $10,000 grant. The $10,000 grant that you'll get if you're denied is only available for the first 100,000 people. Oh, shucks, I just lost half of you guys. Most of you guys just got off the broadcast so you can go apply. No, don't get off the broadcast because you got to know more. I got more for you.
Does it apply to Steve Carmen?
Steve Carmen asked, does it apply to sole proprietorship? Absolutely, Steve. It even applies to sole proprietorship. Ms. Nurse says, this is amazing.
Mike Smith say, what is the SBA part in the bill?
Small Business Administration. That's what SBA stand for.
Somebody gets in car. That person.
Demario already just.
Demario said gets in car.
Okay, hold on, guys. You haven't seen the best part yet. I still got something else for you. Hold on a second. I got something else for you. I'm going to give it to you like you've never gotten before. Nobody out here, I don't know anybody who has provided this kind of content to you guys. Nobody is doing this. Nobody is showing you this, giving you this information. And if you see it after today, you know where they got it from. Because we are often
imitated,
never duplicated.
Okay.
We are often imitated and never duplicated. Now, how do I apply for this, Mr. Mad Scientist? Well, let me show you how you apply.
Remind me of Sandman Simpson. Let me show you something. Remember Sandman Simpson?
I'm going to actually pull up the website. And let me know, guys, when you can see the website. This is the actual website. Now, all you have to do to apply is click on Apply for Assistance. And the next page it takes you to is this page that says Find out how to apply for SBA disaster loan. You're going to click on Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And then it's going to take you right here. You can either sign here as a small business or here if you are a sole proprietor. And Steve, that's what you asked me. So most of us is going to sign here as a small business. We're going to click here. So you click here to apply.
Someone said, what if you are still full-time W-2 employee as well? Would you qualify for anything?
Oh, I love that question. I love that question. It doesn't matter if you are a full-time W-2 employee. You have to have a legitimate real estate investing business. It doesn't matter. If you have a legitimate real estate investing business, what we like to call sometimes a side hustle. If you have that side hustle as a real estate investing business, yes, you can apply. So once you clicked on that link, all you have to do is go to the form that suits you. If you're a business, you click here underneath of download business forms. If you're a sole proprietor, you click here. So you just click on the form link here. The fillable PDF will open up. And once it opens up, you just fill in your information. You're going to skip this part at the top. You're going to click this actual button that says Economic Injury EIDL Disaster Loan. And you're going to just fill in the information on these two little pages. I'm going to say it again. You're just going to fill in this information on the 2 pages here. And it tells you some additional information it may request from you within 7 days. Just have that information ready.
Someone said, does the business has to be Celine? Hey, Celine, does the business has to be registered with an EIN?
If you're doing it as a business, yes.
Okay. And someone said, what about newcomers, Del Mario and Mitchell?
It doesn't matter if you're a newcomer. You have to show that your business has suffered a loss based on actual criteria that's in the actual loan that your business can actually apply for. So it doesn't matter if you're a new business, if you suffered a loss based on certain criterias. And I'm going to give you what those criterias look like in here. And then that's it, guys. Read all the information. Please do not skip it and just skim over top. Read the information here.
Reading is fundamental.
And it's gonna tell you to actually send it back to them. It's going to give you an actual place where you can send it back to them, mail it back to them, or upload it back to them. Mm-hmm. And then you'll find out swiftly if you are approved or not.
S. Nurse said, which form to download again? I'm on now.
If you are a business owner, you choose the form. And let me go back. You choose this one, business loan application. If you are a sole proprietor, you choose number 2.
Unknown said, what happens if I own 2 businesses? Is there a limit?
Unknown, you got some tough questions, my brother.
He's unknown.
I wish I could answer that question. I don't have that answer. But like I said, I am going to provide you guys with the actual breakdown of this through the actual bill. Right. So I don't have that answer. I really don't know the answer to that question.
So stay tuned, Celine, because that's similar to what you said with the retail and real estate. So can you apply under both? Stay tuned for that one.
Now, when you finish filling in the information and you've downloaded, this is where you go at to upload your forms. So you go back to this page, you scroll down. This is where you upload all your forms at that they ask for you.
Right. And Celine, Mike Smith said, I'm not an expert, but if you have been filing Schedule C with your Social Security number, that should be good enough if you don't have an EIN.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Cook said, "Man, you are dropping jewels, Charles. Pure gold. Thanks so much, man. Thanks, Lewis.
It's my pleasure, man. It's my wife and our pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast.
And great that you got it, S Nurse. Awesome. God bless you too."
So I'm gonna tell you again. Let me go back to the presentation. This is the key, guys. This is the key. Oops. It is limited to first come, first served. I'm going to say it again. It's limited to first come, first served. If you want to take advantage of the grant part of it, where you don't have to pay back the $10,000 grant if you're denied. That's limited to first come, first served. The loan amount is there. It's a huge loan amount as far as what they have in the budget for the loan. I think it's something like $500 billion in budget for the loan. But only for the $10,000 grant amount that you may receive that you don't have to pay back, it's only available for 100,000 people.
Daryl Bethany said he is unknown. He don't know why he's showing up as that. Hey, Daryl. Oh, you incognito in the witness protection or something, huh?
Yeah, Daryl, I'm glad you finally let us know who you were because, man, that's all we kept on seeing was unknown.
Unknown. What is trade name? Mario M. What is trade name, the businessman? Oh.
Okay, let's go to, let's see. Let's go back to the section where we were. Okay. This is how you know if you qualify. You qualify if you've been in business before February the 15th. If you've been in business before February the 15th, 2020, you either have employees or 1099 people pay help. You should qualify for the $10,000 grant. Plus, here's the key, guys. Sit down. I need everybody to sit down. You know the loan amount that they're going to give you? Because I talked about the actual grant. Let's say you apply for $100,000 and you get approved for a $100,000 loan. Do you know that loan amount can be forgiven? Yes, the loan amount that you receive potentially can be forgiven for approved purchases. Now, what is approved business expense or purchases? Let me tell you. That includes pay for employees, health insurance, sick pay, mortgage payments, etc., or any business-related expense is approved. I'm going to say it again. Any business-related expense is considered an approved business expense. Now, was that good? Was it good for you, Tammy?
It was good.
Was it good for you, baby?
Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I know, baby. I know. It was good for me, too.
Give us some more. Give us some more, love.
Absolutely.
Let's do this. Continue.
If you're 1099 contractors, then you qualify, yes.
Contractors. Can it be the contractors?
If you are 1099 contractors, then yes.
Okay. Oh, somebody asking about personal home mortgages. Joyful living.
This is not covering personal home mortgages. What I just discussed, you guys, is covering your business. I talked about the business mortgages and so on.
Can you get a loan and a grant?
Good question. Can you get a loan and a grant?
Denise B going all out.
Denise B, can you get a loan and a grant? But you got to also realize, Denise, that loan can be forgiven. So I don't want to call it a loan, but it can't. I don't want to call it a grant. But the loan amount you receive has a built-in aspect into it where it could be forgiven. Let me continue. Something else I want you guys to understand. Hold on a minute. I got to take a drink of water. The other part of this bill is this fact. And this is the most important part. You have nothing to lose if you're saying, Charles, my credit is hacked up from jacked up. I don't have this, I don't have that. If you are denied for any or all of those reasons, you could still receive a $10,000 grant. So you have nothing to lose other than the time it takes you to fill this information in. Now, what are the terms of how this has to be paid back? Well, it has to be paid back by way of a 4%, actually I think it's 3.75 interest. And you have up until 2 years. Or is it 4 years? I'm going blank right now. I think you have up until 4 years, but I'm going to say 2. Up until 2 years to pay it back with 4% interest.
But everybody needs to read it to a little more in depth. Marilu Celicia said, how do you answer number 15 on the application if you need money for payroll?
I'm going to go over that shortly, over the stuff shortly, Mario. So let me continue through this process because I've already got you on this actual call. In fact, I'll send you information. I already got you on this actual call, guys, for over 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I promised I was going to keep you to 2 o'clock. To 2 hours for just 12 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through this last part. And then we're going to go ahead and give you information, how you can reach out to me and all that good stuff. And we'll see what happens. Let's go. Now, strategies that you should target. Strategies that you should target in this COVID-19 marketplace. Let's go. Number 1, pre-foreclosures. Huge opportunity. It's going to be there for now. It's going to be there for tomorrow. It's going to be a huge opportunity there. Bank foreclosures. Also, probate. Remember, even if these things aren't happening there, there's already listings of the stuff that had already occurred prior to the halt of the mortgage foreclosures and so on. Code enforcement violations, tax lien redemptions, short sales, various types of liens on property. They have liens on them, water bill lien and so on. Evictions. Now, remember, they're not doing evictions right now, but the issue is still there of individuals that was filed for eviction. The landlord still has that hanging over their head because it's just a matter of months before that may be lifted. So all of these ways is ways in which you could get this thing going now. Opportunity that's out there right now. And the way we do it, when we reach out to a seller, we do what's called a 3-touch and 24-hour approach. Now, what does that mean? Within 24 hours of skip tracing that seller, we will either cold call them, send them a direct mail piece, send them a ringless voice message, text message them, or email them. 3 times. We will do one of 3 of those actual things, 3 of those actual 5 things within 24 hours. I'm going to say it again. We're going to do 3 of these actual 5 things in 24 hours. Either cold call, either send a direct mail piece, either make a ringless voice message drop, either do an email or a text message blast to that person within the first 24 hours. And that is giving us our highest conversion rate ever when it comes to a person contacting us back. The 24-hour touch method. Now, how do I hire the best VAs? The key is grab my SOP Black Book is number 1. Number 2, make sure you break down or overview the goals and stuff that you have in your business. Create a good detailed job description. If you're going to post it out there on different job sites, post it on your favorite sites. You got to interview these applicants. Narrow down your initial applicants for ratings and reviews. Give them a test. This is the key. Give them a test job to perform so you can evaluate them. And then you pick the best 3 out of 4 to interview by way of a Skype meeting or other type of meeting process or meeting tool that we use. Hiring the best VA, choose the best one to hire, manage the job on a daily basis. Get a detailed daily report. Always ask if there's any questions from your VA. And reward good work, offer incentives, and raise bonuses. Mm-hmm. Interviewing and training. These are the tools that we use for interviewing and training that you could use in your business. You could use Zoom. You could use Skype to interview and train your VAs. For screen capture, you could use a tool called Jing. Essential tools for a virtual business. I mean, hold on. We still have over 280, 280 you guys still on the call. Who we got shout out for?
We want to give a shout out. I just happened to look down at my Facebook page and we saw Dr. Kristen Ray. She has great news. She said, in the midst of all of chaos, I have some exciting news to share. We closed on our 146 unit apartment investing yesterday.
Hold on. Dr. Ray.
Dr. Ray, we got to keep praying for her. She's on the front lines. She's an angel. She's out here trying to help these people. So we got to keep her covered in prayer. Keep her lift up in prayer.
And Dr. Ray closed on her, how many units?
146 unit apartment investment on yesterday. Praise God. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ray. Thank you, Dr. Ray. Glad to hear that.
She said through the good times and the bad, real estate has been a proven wealth generational tool. Everyone needs a place to call home. Thank you to all the investors that helped to make this possible. You go, girl. To God be the glory.
Now, guys, I'm going to stop the presentation right now for a minute. I want everybody on this presentation right now to give Dr. Ray some love.
Exactly.
Give her some hearts. First of all, she's on the front line. She's an actual doctor.
Yes.
And she still is doing real estate and closed a 100+ unit deal yesterday. Mm-hmm. So definitely give that lady some love. Hook it up. Congratulations, all that good stuff. And I'm not going to continue until I see enough of you guys doing it.
And it's amazing because with her on the front lines, that's difficult. And then going through what we're going through now in the real estate industry. So she's still persevering. Look at this. Awesome. Kristen Ray, you the real deal, girl. When we gonna play some more investor style Monopoly though? Oh yes. That ain't gonna be for a minute though. When this thing is over.
Meet asks, what kind of tests do you recommend us having them perform to know if you're a good VA to hire? For example, I have my people make some calls through Mojo Dollar if we're going to do cold calling. And I want to hear how they're actually speaking on the phone. And I also want to hear exactly how they're handling the communication, the rapport with the actual seller. And I'll do that as a test for the person who I'm bringing on to do cold calling. So that's one of the actual tests you could give the person. Another test could be to have the person post different posts for you in different sites to see how good they are at posting on social media sites and so on. Now, essential tools. We're almost coming to an end, guys, because I know I've been on here 30 minutes too long for you guys, but we're almost coming to an end. Essential tools for a virtual business. And this is a free one. Yes, you could use the Google Suite for your real estate business, especially if you're just starting out. You don't have to pay a lot of money. You could use Google Docs. You could use Google Photos. You could use Google Spreadsheets. You could use Google Forms to handle all kinds of collaboration for you and your VA. You don't need to spend a lot of money if you're just starting out. Just sign up for a free Google account and take advantage of the Google Suite tools that's in that free account. Number 2, Podio. My contact relationship management of choice is Podio. I love it, and you guys know it. I started talking about Podio, I don't even know how many years ago before everybody else was, how we're using it in our business and the fact that we're doing it in 6 different markets. And the automations that we are using for our Podio system is second to none. If you're interested in wanting to buy the Podio system from us, basically reach out to me. I'm going to put it in the actual post right now, my email address. It is in the post right now. If you guys want to reach out to me, if you're interested in seeing or talking about the Podio system that we use. Number 2, Mojo Dollar. Now, remember, I'm giving you the tools that we use. I'm not saying that these are the only tools that you can use, because there's a lot of dialing tools out there, call tools and so on, that you could use. But for my company, what we're using right now for cold calling is Mojo Dollar. I love it. It's something that we've been using now for about 2-3 years, and it is one of the key focal points to the success of us getting deals right now and for you to go virtual. These are all tools that you're going to want to have, or essence of these tools that you're going to want to have if you want to go virtual. PropStream. PropStream is the tool that we use for lead generation from some of the lists that we work with. This is my actual PropStream affiliate link. If you go to the bottom of it, it says madpropertydeals.com. They offer a 7-day free trial of PropStream. You can sign up underneath my affiliate link. But PropStream is a tool that we get used for leads. We average 1, maybe 2 deals a month using PropStream, generating leads through the system. So we love PropStream. All of my mastermind students are using PropStream. This is a great tool for real estate professionals, investors. The Deal Machine app. Earlier, we talked about we have over 300 actual house hustlers, and they're using the Deal Machine app as a tool that we use to find vacant properties, driving for dollars. So the Deal Machine app is another great virtual tool. They just released a new feature where you can, check this out, guys, where you can actually drive for dollars virtually. I'm going to say it again. You can drive for dollars virtually without even getting into a car, from the internet, and do driving for dollars, all inside of the Deal Machine app. If you want to be a house hunter for my company, make extra income being a house hunter, that's the link down the bottom, mdhousehunters.com. You can find deals for us, and we'll split profits with certain profit splits and so on. So MD House Hunters, that's the link. Now, what we use for follow-up with text messages is Smart Contact. Smarter Contact. This was actually recommended to me by my boys, D. Stevens. D. Stevens told me about this, and we looked at it. Now, I'll be honest with you, we've only been using it for a couple of months. It's good. It does what it's supposed to do. I have found a couple of bugs, but besides that, it's a powerful platform for bulk text message marketing. If you want to do text message marketing, and all of this is tools that you should be using for virtual investing. Now, the automated REI. That's my last and final tool. This tool brings you through the point of pulling leads from Zillow, pulling leads from Craigslist. They also have skip tracing built into it as well. So there's a lot of opportunity out there for you guys. And I am so happy to be a part. My wife is happy to be a part.
Yeah.
We want to continue the growth of your success, and we hope and we pray. I'm going to say this, guys. We hope and we pray that we have given you guys some great information today.
Yes. And guys, are we getting ready to get off this broadcast? Okay, I just wanted to tell everybody, we got to take this thing serious because we don't want to lose anybody. And we know that cleanliness has always been next to godliness, but God also helps those that helps themselves. Don't shut down. Don't not do anything. Don't curl up. Don't dry up. Call us. If you start feeling, anybody gets a little anxious about this situation. We've never seen anything like this before. Again, like I told you guys, I work on the front lines, so I'm dealing with people all day long. Sometimes some people don't make it, and I have to be that one to go with the physicians to assist with the family members. But just keep working, keep calling us, keep the lines open, reach out to other people when you don't hear or see investors that normally post things. Reach out to them, encourage them. But this is what we need to do. We need to help each other. This is a every man thing. This is affecting every gender, every religion, everybody, any business person. So we have to be our brother and sisters keepers, and I'm gonna end with that. So I hope everybody's safe, and I love you all. So just keep reaching out to us too.
So guys, thank you again for being on this broadcast. I will be posting the rebroadcast to you guys I have a lot of the contact information from the actual posts. I hope I've got to most of your questions, if not all of your questions. Because remember, we are streaming this or was streaming this on 10 different social sites. So with that being said, thank you for being on this broadcast. This is Charles Blair, the Mad Scientist, with
Tammy Blair.
And we'll see you guys shortly, making another day brighter. Take care, and we'll see you later.
Okay, love you all. Thanks for coming to the Real Deal Meetup.